What's going on, guys? We're going to take a quick little look at a couple of stocks that I like to trade options on for this coming week. Today is October the 19th. It's Saturday. Hope you guys are all starting off your weekend right, enjoying yourselves. But the levels that I'm looking at here on Tesla and Nvda is going to start with the NASDAQ. Okay, so it's going to start with the NASDAQ 100. We're going to start off looking at the daily time frame from a macro overview. We're going to kind of see exactly, what can we sort of expect from some of these big tech stocks. Okay, so if we were to look at the NASDAQ 100 right now, we're stuck in a little bit of a range. If you found maybe the last 2 to 3, even 4 days a little difficult to trade, well, that's because the NASDAQ 100 is in a little bit of a range and a distribution cycle. We're trapped in between the 20-day moving average on a daily time frame, which we put in these lows on the 16th all the way down to 20,206. If the NASDAQ starts to breach that 200 area, that 206 area, it's got a lot of room to come down. It would come all the way down to this 50 EMA sitting at around 19,879. And you can see that's kind of correlating with this last, bit of a bottom floor that we tried to create here, acted as a little bit of support. Now, why did this area act as a little bit of support? Well, if you just keep scrolling back to the left and you go all the way back to the month of August, you can see that's where we kind of topped out. So old supply has now become new support. Okay, so with that being said, if we do lose that 206 area, I would expect us to kind of pull back into this range for a little double back test. If we keep continuing to push to the high side over 205.29, has room to stretch into 630, and over 630 has an easy push to this recent top that we put in here on the 14th. So if we start to get over 383, it's going to be open skies. You're going to see a big extension leg up in the NASDAQ, which you're going to see some stocks start to move as well. If you look at Tesla's daily chart, it looks a little confusing, okay? And the reason why it looks a little confusing here is because since we had this little bit of a gap down, right? We had this gap down on the 11th that came all the way down to 214, and it's been trickling and trickling and trickling and trickling and trickling. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-day distribution cycle where we're just resting on support. That support that we're resting on is the 100 simple moving average. If we are to get below last week's lows, you start to take out prices of around 217, you can definitely see test of 214.50s and then all the way down to 210. I would expect this ultimately to hold down here, but to the upside, you could just be building a base that if we do start to take out Friday's highs, keep an eye on Tesla over 222.28. That's what I'll be looking for that extension move into 227. The other stock that I want to look at is going to be my second or first, depending on the day, favorite stock to trade, and that's going to be Nvda. So Nvda is riding a nice little uptrend here on the 10-day moving average. A little bit of an inside bar day on Friday, a little bit of a pause candle on Thursday. So the 17th, 18th, a little bit of just, not doing too much, where we kind of swept the week's highs and we pulled right back down. Nvda has support at 135.89, and then it has support at 134.45. There's no short position for me on Nvda until I get an hour candle close on Nvda below 134.45. Then I'll have a lot of room to work with all the way down into 127. I'm looking for a little bit of a back test into 135 and 134 for a potential push higher. Now, the ultimate big price level that I'll be waiting for, it'll be marked out, I'll have an alert set on my charts, is going to be 140.89 or 141. 141 long on Nvda. I expect this to open up over 142.5 and then really start to stretch into those mid 140s, because again, that would be pushing us into this top channel here over the linear regression channel 50. It's got ultimately a lot of room to stretch over the next week or two into 153.5. Those are the levels that I'm looking for. If you guys enjoy some of these macro levels that I'm kind of showing on some of the stocks that I like to trade options on, as well as that brief overview on the NASDAQ 100, let me know in the comment section. I could definitely do this. It's where I actually started off my YouTube kind of career path, was kind of narrating the price action and going over levels that I was looking to trade on stocks and options, not so much just futures. So again, I still trade options every single day in my personal account. It's something that holds true to me. It's how I put food on the table. So again, you know, I love this stuff. I breathe this stuff. Again, I have no problem doing this for you guys. If you guys like it, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see all of you guys on the next video.